Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and I recently used my 50% off coupon and scored this awesome maxi dress robe house lounger thing at the thrift store. It is, of course, very 70s vintage, and the sleeves are absolutely fantastic. It has this cool ruffle here around the neck. Sorry, I keep popping buttons here. Just one second. Okay, so, and it's just not going to stay closed, whatever. So, the buttons keep popping open because it is really quite tight in the kind of shoulder sleeve area. I don't know if it's, you know, a chest issue, an arm issue with me, a back issue, I don't know. But I think if I kind of upsize these sleeves, it's going to solve the problem. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. And thankfully, this is a super long maxi dress. So I'm going to use the fabric from the bottom to upsize the top. So let's get making. For this quick and easy upsizing project, all you need is your dress or top with the two tight sleeves or armholes and your sewing gear. Before we get started, let's do a little bit of label appreciation here for this very cool 1970s, I'm thinking, vintage label. And I think it is the 70s just because of the total lack of information that is here on the tag, as well as the fact that it does have this union label and made in Canada on the reverse of the tag. But how cool is that? And that looks so pretty, doesn't it? Like the little Belinda there. Like, why don't they make cool tags like this anymore? So I've flipped the top of my dress inside out, and now I can take a look at those interior seams, and I'm thinking I'm going to chop the sleeves off, including this very thick armhole seam here. Alrighty, both of my sleeves are removed, and I went ahead and grabbed a dress that has my ideal length, placed it on top of this one, and then marked the size, plus a couple of centimeters for seam allowance. So now I'm just going to chop on through so I can use this chopped bottom part of the maxi dress to create my new sleeves. So I've now grabbed the original sleeves, and I did take the time to chop off those super thick kind of armhole seams. There they are. And the bottom of the sleeves actually had these rather cute little bells on them. So I chopped them off and again removed the thick seam, and I'm going to try to reattach them when these sleeves are upsized. Okay, so what I need to do now is, of course, chop the longest side of the sleeve to open up the whole sleeve, because I want my upsize insert to be going along the outside of my arm, not here on the underarm, which would then, you know, be beside me, and that's not fun to look at, is it? So here I have one of my totally chopped open sleeves. And I also went ahead and grabbed the chopped bottom part of my dress. So now I'm just going to measure this piece of fabric here against this long side of my sleeve and chop it to the right length. So now I have my insert fabric chopped to the right length here. I now need to chop it to whatever width I want. And I think I'm just going to fold it in half evenly as possible. This is very slippery 70s polyester here. And cut it into two fairly equal pieces, and then we'll go from there. So because this fabric is, like I said, very slippery polyester, I think I want my sleeves to be pretty much as wide as I can get them, and I think it'll give kind of a nice blousey, easy breezy look. So I'm not bothering to do any width measurement or anything like that at all. I have my two pieces and I'm gonna make them fit. Okay, so I've grabbed one of my chopped open sleeves, and of course we're just going to line up one of these long chopped edges with the insert fabric with the right sides facing, and now I'm just going to go stitch it together. So I have my first sleeve insert all stitched on here, and you can see here I did a tight wide zigzag first because this is a really stretchy fabric, and then I went over that stitch with just a tight straight stitch because wow, this fabric was pretty crazy. It is so slippery and lightweight. It was just slipping and sliding all over. I couldn't pin it. The pins wouldn't stay. So if anyone has any tips about how to stitch this, super slippery polyester, do let me know down below. And keep in mind, I don't have any fancy machinery or anything, just an old sewing machine. Okay, let's flip this right side out. And wow, that really looks perfect. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted it to look like. So I'm so happy about that. Now, remember I said it had the original sleeves had these cool little bells here on the bottom? I am going to stitch this back on. And again, because this fabric is so slippery and stretchy, I think I should really easily be able just to stretch as I stitch and get it on. So it has this seam here. I'm just going to line that up with this seam here, pop it together, as always with right sides facing, and all of these raw edges lined up. And now I'm just going to go stitch that back together. Okay, my little bell cuff is now stitched on. So let's flip it up. Yay, that looks great. And if I put my hand in, oh, how cool. That looks so super cool. I cannot wait to get this back on the dress now. So let's go do that. So I now have my dress inside out, and you can see here is the chopped armhole. Now, because I increased my sleeve size by, this much, this size of insert fabric, I'm definitely gonna have to widen the armhole here. And I'm just gonna do a really quick little measurement here just to see how much I would have to. So I'm gonna say, let's start with 1 centimeter and see how we go. And if I need to chop more, I'm definitely gonna do that. Okay, so now I have my dress inside out, my sleeve right side out, and as always, we pop them together so the right sides will be facing. And I have my original sleeve seam here, and I'm just going to line that up right where I chopped it with the side seam, and then make sure everything lines up like it's supposed to. It's looking good here. And now I'm just going to go stitch it together. Okay, the sleeve is totally stitched on now. So now let's do the moment of truth as always and flip it out. What? Okay, it totally worked. This totally worked. And now I'm gonna go do the other one, and then we can, oh no, right, I still have to hem up the bottom. And I think I'm just gonna add some lace to the bottom. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is do the other sleeve, put on the other sleeve, add some lace to the bottom, and then we can try it on and style it up. Seriously awesome. Look at this. Total freedom of movement here. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold here, so my voice is a little bit off, but bear with me. I can still be super excited even with a stuffy nose and a sore throat, but hey. Okay, as I was saying, total freedom of movement here. And I mean, I just think it looks so cool with this being the same as the skirt, the insert fabric, and of course, my ever wonderful bell sleeves that I just love so much. I shall link down below to my playlist that has all of my DIY sleeve tutorials there because I got more than a few. Oh, plus my upsizing tutorials. I have a whole index over on my blog, plus a playlist here, and I'm gonna have to go and blow my nose quickly here. So, yeah, anyway, let me know down below what you think of this, because I absolutely love this, and being able to put these inserts in and still put the sleeve cuffs, sick brain, sleeve cuffs back on, it just really makes the whole ensemble look fantastic, I think. And yeah, if you want to kind of learn how I do exactly what I do, plus how to start your own little refashionista business, be sure to check out my Refashioning 101 e-course. I have actually lowered the price permanently for you guys, so I'll link that down below. Pop on over, check it out, enjoy, and yeah, until next time, when hopefully my voice is not sounding so stuffy, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zig-zag. Oh, this is so fantastic. Look at it, so free. Freedom of movement, and the buttons are not coming apart anymore. Yay!
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.